repo. We have not seen auto loan delinquency rates this high since 2010.
Absolute destruction. This is what's typical for repos.
Someone who bought their car 2 years ago could owe thousands more on their car right now than what they could buy a brand new one off a dealer lot for.
Nasty seats, stainage, rips, cracks.
So you right now could be driving a car that has been repossessed before you purchased it, and you'll never know.
You tell me what happened right there. It looks like a crime scene back here.
There's so many repos that need to be serviced out there that there are not enough repo agents to go get them. And here's the thing, we're not even at the peak of repo season right now.
So we've been talking a lot about auto loan delinquencies, a lot about repos, and I want to show you this this lane right here. A lot of these cars are repos, and how do I know this? Well, I'm a used car dealer here at this auction, and each one of these cars has the name of the seller that's on them, and I can see that if a seller is a buy here pay here dealer, because I know the actual dealers that run a lot of these cars here, I know that buy here pay here dealer is not taking a ton of trade-ins for their cars, so they don't have a lot of vehicles other than their repossessed cars that are coming to this auction. So I can assume from that 90% of the cars that dealer is running here is a repo. So here we go. We got two repos right here, and I wanted to show you what they look like, and actually show you them going through the lane at the auction, and show you what dealers will actually pay for repos just like this. And then you get the other segment of repos that you have come through the system. If you have credit unions, if you have banks, if you have any kind of financial institution that's running a car through an auction, then I can know that one is absolutely a repo, because these banks, they don't have a dealership where they're going to take in trade-ins. They're not in the business of buying and selling cars. They're in the business of writing loans. So anytime a bank is going to get a car, it's because that consumer defaulted on that loan. The bank gets the car, and then the bank sends it to an auction to auction it off and get whatever money they can out of it. All right, so this one right here is a 2017 Hyundai Sonata. It's got 108,000 miles. See on the outside, we got some scratches on the headlights. The outside body is actually rare for these repos not to have a bunch of scratches, a bunch of dings, a bunch of nicks, a bunch of dents. Might have already said dents. But I will show you the inside. There's some critters. Let's say there's Larry, there's Dave, there's Mark, and there's you name the last one.
All right, here's the Hyundai Repo. Said they're selling it as is. It's a repo. That's probably smart. Trying to start at $6,000. No bidders.
Let's see the inside of it. So, absolute destruction. This is what's typical for repos. They are nasty. People do not take care of them. If they know that they're not going to make payments on them, then oh my goodness, what happened in the back? Whew, we got to look at that. Okay, you tell me what happened right there. It looks like a crime scene back here. That is absolutely disgusting. But if people know they're not going to make payments on their cars, why would they take care of them? Can you imagine? Oh, gross, gross, gross. Anyway, there's one of them.
All the way down to $1,500. Got bids coming in now. Up to $1,800. Up to $2,000. Every time this guy yells, he's got a bid. Up to $3,000. $3,000. It's going to roll out. We're still bidding on it. It's going to try to roll out without hitting anybody. Up to $4,000 on it. Asking for $45. We got $4,400 and they sold it. $4,400 and they sold it. So I get asked all the time, well, Brandon, how am I going to know if I'm buying a repo? Well, the sad part about it is you're really not going to know. And a lot of times when I'm going to auction and I'm buying a car, unless I know the dealer that I'm buying it from, unless I know that I'm buying this car from a bank, from a lending institution, I don't even know if that vehicle has been repossessed before I'm getting it and then I'm selling it. There's not going to be any kind of line item on these vehicle history reports showing that a vehicle has been repossessed before you purchase it. So only if the dealer that is selling the car has repossessed it themselves, or they have bought it from a dealer that they know repossessed the vehicle, or they know that they bought it from a bank, that's the only way that the dealer selling the vehicle is going to know if the car is being repossessed. So you right now could be driving a car that has been repossessed before you purchased it, and you'll never know.
And here we go. We got more repo action right here. It's a little Honda Civic. So we got dented hood, missing grill pieces. We got pieces that are bolted on to stay on. I think on this side, yeah, coming off right there. More bolts on. These are just typical things you're gonna see on repos. There we go. There you go. More loose parts out. This is definitely the best though. We've got a ratchet strap holding the trunk closed. And there we go. There's where it got kissed right on the lips. Actually, that's the backside, so that's where it got kissed. It got kissed on the backside. Yeah, anyway, when things like this happen to a car like this, where a person knows that they're not going to continue to make payments on their cars, they're not fixing any of this stuff. So what they're doing, they're going to their garage, they're going to their toolbox, and then they're finding that, okay, well, what do we need to do to piece this car back together so it can drive for the next 15 days until they come pick it up and take it away from me? So they just grab a wood screw and just put it right through the fender so it doesn't fall off. That's the kind of things you're going to see on a repo, because people who are not going to make their payments, they do not care, because they know that that's not a car that they're going to be keeping for very long. So why do anything that's going to fix the car? Why keep any of the maintenance up? Why take care of the car? There's no reason to. It's not even their car anymore. That's how they think. This is not their car. They're going to lose it, so who cares?
We have not seen auto loan delinquency rates this high since 2010. And we all know what was going on 2008, 2009, 2010. People were not able to make their payments on their cars. They weren't making money. People were not spending money during that time frame. And now we've gotten ourselves into a similar situation where we went through this time period of all this fluff in the market. And now the fluff is getting sucked out of the market, and credit's getting tighter. And these banks are shoring up, and they have to shore up right now because of the high delinquency rates, not only in the automotive sector, but also you're seeing that in credit card delinquencies as well. The economy is getting worse. Inflation has taken its toll. And now people who have paid way too much for these vehicles, now they can't make their car payments. And guess what? They're going to lose their cars.
And here is your other repo that we're going to check. It's a 2013 Dodge Dart, and the outside of it, this is more like what I expect on the outside of these repos. Some bad paint, some dings, some dents. You got more faded paint. You know, it's been sat out in the sun, baked. Big scratch right there. Tires. Needs tires. Yeah, if you're not going to pay your bills, why would you put tires on a car you're not going to pay bills, other than safety, right? Safety. Maybe someone cares about their safety, but this person did not.
All right, so we're trying to start out with $2,500. No bidders.
Inside, more rips, nasty seats, stainage, rips, cracks, not taken care of, dirty, all of the things. So gross, but we'll see inside what a dealer will pay for this repo.
Drop it down to $500. It's going to roll out. You're still bidding on it. I'll bid $900. It smells sweet, so probably head gasket. I'm guessing. Up to $1,100. Yeah, it smells real sweet in here. That's probably head gasket. All right, they got $1,100 and they sold it. $1,100 and they sold it. So another big reason why we have so many of these defaults in the car market, a lot of these repos, is just because of values and where they were and where they're going now. So you have all these people that paid ridiculous prices for all these cars, and now over the course of the last year and a half, wholesale values, used car values, cars that were just bought just a year ago. They have plummeted in value because people were paying so much more a year ago for brand new cars than they are right now. They were paying over MSRP. They were paying market adjustments. So they paid so much for these vehicles, and now you can go buy a new vehicle for MSRP or lower, and that's not something that you could find a year and a half ago. And because of that, a lot of people owe more on their vehicles right now than they can buy a brand new one. Think about that. Someone who bought their car 2 years ago could owe thousands more on their car right now than what they could buy a brand new one off a dealer lot for right this second. So we're seeing the amount of consumers that are getting past 90 days due on their car loans or severely delinquent is spiking. And we see that this is spiking for two reasons. One is the obvious, right? The people they aren't paying their bills, they aren't paying their car loans, they're going delinquent, and they're just saying, okay, whatever, I can't pay it, so I'm just going to keep not paying it. But two, we have the other situation that there are not enough tow truck drivers, repo drivers to go and get these vehicles. It's so bad that there are companies like Toyota Financial, Wells Fargo, that are paying a premium to these companies to go get their cars so they can get them back quickly and get them to auction before the market continues to turn down like we're seeing it do. They need to get as much money from their vehicles right now by sending them to auction, because they know that 6 months from now the market's going to be in a much different shape, and they know because they see the delinquency rates, they see the repos that are coming into their system, these banks, these financial institutions, that they know the market's getting worse and worse every single day, and there are going to be more repos coming into the market. So they need to be in the front of the line to go get their cars now. But we're seeing that all these severe delinquencies, they keep on rising. We're going to continue to see these numbers go up just because people can't pay their bills, and two, because there's so many repos that need to be serviced out there that there are not enough repo agents to go get them. And here's the thing, we're not even at the peak of repo season right now. We just came out of tax time, and a month from now is when repos go through the roof. Because what happened? People got their tax refund checks and they bought cars that they could not make the payments on. They had the down payments, but they were not thinking more than a couple months down the road. Things come up, and if they are at the top of their range of what they can afford on their monthly payments, guess what? Something's going to happen that they do not think about right now. So what happens? They go through a couple months, and then they can't afford to make those monthly payments anymore. And then they lose their car. So the tow truck drivers, they're going to be very, very busy in just a couple months, because all these cars that were bought during tax time, a lot of people, they're not going to be able to afford the monthly payments that they signed up for. And guess what? They're going to lose their car. That you right now could be 2012. Wait a minute, am I getting that right? 13, that's not telling me. 11. That's going to increase their monthly payments. Nope. That's But two, we have the other nope. All right, what am I trying to do?